She's dressed. Hello, good evening. Why are you wearing fur? God damn it, Felicia.
Oh, damn.
I'm just sitting here. You saw me. Why did...
I know. I just picked up whatever. I didn't even think about it.
It's fine.
You're welcome.
We were matching
You want
on
me to go
Saturday
back
as
off?
well.
I'll find something else.
You're fine. You're fine. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Season 11, Episode 17. Apparently, matching is the name of the game. Kevin, do you have a fur vest? You want to
Yeah, I need a fur. I don't have anything fur. Oh my gosh.
I missed the memo.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
okay.
sorry. The producer of this show should really get you instructions sooner than...
I really need fur. That's really what I need. Yeah, I need to go get something fur right away after this podcast. So
I feel like that's probably something that you should probably do. Yes.
I need to make that investment.
I thought we told you. I'm so sorry. It was in the memo.
I must have missed it.
I didn't even read the memo. We have been for more than 10 years. We've been your Wednesday night conversation. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, and happy Black History Month, because that's still a thing right now, too.
And I'm still Black, so...
You are. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I like the haircut. I like the haircut. That's good.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know how to promote that now, so yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
And we want to welcome our special guest, entertainer and host, Kevin Carrier.
Hey everybody! I'm excited to be here.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to set such high expectations. That's so wrong. When you watch the episode back and you feel like you're full of regret, that means I fulfilled my part of the deal.
Okay. That's not that bad though. So.
We haven't made it through the first 10 minutes.
Right. We're not even 5 minutes in yet.
Yeah, I'll reevaluate the excitement after as we progress. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe not.
Maybe this was not a good idea. And what's a good idea is that you should subscribe for our exclusive content on our Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe. And then we would like to thank our patrons: Brandon, D, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Leanne, Nicole, and Shannon. And a special thanks to Success Boutique.
I'm really sad about that. Like, I really am.
I'll talk about that in just a second. LC Designs and Wigs of a Kind for supporting us this season.
I got a Wigs of a Kind wig on.
I just wanted to show off my haircut. You know how I get. Mm-hmm.
I know.
And then if you want, there is a new thing on Restream. I just want to press this button.
Okay, you press the button.
I'll press this button, and you can support us. Oh, do I have to move the other thing? Scan that QR code.
Ooh, look at how fancy. We have a QR code.
Yes, it's something they added, and when I signed on, I was like, oh my gosh. Technology and things. I don't know what to do with it.
I don't think I've ever had a QR code.
Of your own? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyhow, so if you can't scan the QR code, you can go to paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe and give me your money. And then if you want text alerts for the show when I remember, you can text LHAF to 602-730-7379. I'm not on it today because, goodness gracious, I was barely keeping up with the conversation between these two, and I just was.
There was
what I was like, well, I'll send you instructions in a moment.
Yeah, I was actually busy at work, so like I legitimately wasn't doing anything.
I worked too, but I was really gonna send the instructions, and then I was like, oh, I never did that. That's oh my God. And then if you are on Facebook, more ways to give. You press the star and we get some money from that. Facebook collects a little bit, I guess, and then we get stars from people like DJ Image, Eddie Omega, Emily, and Laura Renfro, and many more who have given us like 500 stars.
Hey, I'm okay with it.
Away. That was the way to celebrate. Way to go.
How was your weekend, Felicia?
So I thought that I was going to be tied up in all this sports ball stuff, but I did not get tied up in it. In fact, I didn't get a chance to watch the game, and I barely got a chance to watch the replay of the Rihanna concert, which, depending on who you talk to, was a hit or miss. But on Saturday, we had sex trivia. I got my hair cut, and for those that don't know, I got many messages because there's a certain group following me, and they're a little bit proud, so we say, and they might have been while we were getting ready. I don't think they stayed for the whole gig.
No, they were afraid they were going to learn
trivia.
something.
So thank you for supporting LGBTQ queer spaces and buying as many beers as you did, and continue to be proud somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, so that happened. I don't know why they are so extensively covering my life and my things, but
you are just that cool, Felicia. You are that cool.
They're jealous.
I wish that this coolness and this exposure would turn into money so I could have nicer things.
Yeah.
Or at least pay my rent,
Right? Something. Pay my phone bill.
Be like,
electric
oh my
bill.
God, thank you. Exposure
bill.
for, paying my internet bill. And then Sunday was just a quiet, well, not quiet, because I was home with 3 children.
Yeah, that's not quiet.
Yeah.
That's not quiet.
Nope.
Yeah. So, yeah. How about you?
I mean, my weekend was, pretty much the same, honestly. Sex trivia was good. We actually had a decent, engaging crowd, even though with all the, the sports ball things. We had a slightly smaller crowd the first round. The second round, it was packed, so that was nice. And then I ended up with tummy issues on Sunday, so but I wouldn't have watched the game anyway because I literally don't give a fuck. So don't care. No idea. I did think it was funny though, because as I'm scrolling Facebook, I'm wondering if nobody on my feed has ever seen a pregnant person before. Because half the people were like, oh my God, she got fat. And they were like, oh my God, do you think she's pregnant? Hello? What? Have you never seen a pregnant person
At some point,
before?
didn't she just kind of open the jacket?
Every picture I saw had the jacket there and had a very obviously pregnant belly. You've obviously never seen a pregnant individual before. Because,
as a person that has seen Rihanna perform before, she does not move. She's one of those people that is I can keep up with the rhythm, I can sing, but I am not really dancing.
She's not
Did anybody know that? Because everybody was bitching with the fact that she wasn't dancing. I'm like, but she doesn't.
I saw her one year for my birthday, so happy birthday to me.
I'm like, and I didn't even watch it. I was like, I don't care. I don't care about anything. So I basically stayed on the couch and we watched random shows that we'd already seen before, and that was about it.
Oh,
the highlight of my week was we got a new refrigerator. That was very exciting. I think that is key adulting.
Oh, the fact that you can afford a refrigerator is wonderful.
Financing. It's not.
Yes, financing. That's an adult word.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't like adulting. I don't want to get excited about appliances. It's fine.
It's exciting when you want to do it, though.
Right. Kevin, how was your weekend?
Well,
Oh.
mine's just kind of depressing a little bit because I'm an Eagles fan. So
where they were playing the sports ball, huh?
They were playing the sports
Thoughts
ball.
and prayers.
Yeah. Thank you.
They were
Thank
close
you.
though.
They were close, but like I was in Philly, and it's nothing like. I mean, the whole city was really, hyped up in the very beginning, and it became like a funeral at the end of the game. Like, the whole city is like.
So was it true Eagles fandom where they cuss out and they say, "Well, we knew they were going to lose"? Because I've been at bars where Philly fans are like, "We knew we were going to lose," and I'm like,
"No."
Are you cheering on your team or?
So we actually thought we were going to win though. We were actually the favorites going into it. So it's just our defense didn't show up really. If the defense had like one stop on Patrick Mahomes, we would have won the game. And so basically, it's the defense's fault, honestly. And I if I talk about too much,
fired? Are they removed?
What, the defense? Oh, the defensive coordinator actually is going to Arizona. Actually, the Cardinals. So we actually got rid of him.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
that's exciting. So send the losing people over to us. That's good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really good trade.
It sounds like he had already applied for the job before he went to the suit.
Yeah.
Sports ball.
But he got it. So, but anyway, other than that, it was good. It was just in a good time to spend it with friends, and just like it was a good game. It just sucks the result, So anyway,
yeah, I was heartbroken about it. I was very torn up.
I'm sorry that I was watching Coco Melon.
Wait, Freddie, you call it sports ball. You were not heartbroken about it.
Devastating to me. This is my therapist had to we had to go through a whole thing.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure
debrief from it because it was like the tight ends and the wide receivers, they weren't compatible, and it was just they would kick the ball and it wouldn't go through the thing, and they didn't make any baskets, and I was really upset about it. And I thought that it was going to be a grand slam, but then it wasn't, and it was really disappointing.
I thought it was a slam dunk, though.
Very disappointing.
It's a touchdown. I can tell you watch it, Freddie. So good job.
Very much so. I watched all of it.
Yeah.
Yay sports.
They all have balls. They all have
balls. Yeah.
Balls.
Yeah.
Yep. So, speaking of things that have been going on this week.
Your segue?
Segues are hard, especially with this one. There's no real good way to segue into this. This isn't.
Okay.
So my tip is actually, it's inspired by certain goings on over the last week or so. And I'm I actually had a completely different tip that I was going to talk about. And then I started writing about this as far as the news. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to back this up. So I deleted everything. And I'm like, no, we're going to talk about this because this is something that needs to be talked about because, So, as many of you know, a certain video game was released this week.
Just say the
video game.
There's some people that don't know.
This video game has to do with a certain wizarding world that,
a certain author has revealed themselves as a TERF
and doubled down on it. There's no that she just this was So what I keep seeing are these fucking memes and stuff that keep saying that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. So, you know what? We're going to fucking talk about that because I don't think y'all understand what that means. And you're just throwing that phrase around to justify buying an anti-Semitic game that benefits anti-trans legislation, because that's exactly what it does. So we're going to talk about it. No ethical consumption under capitalism. The idea behind that sentiment is that you can't consume without causing harm in a system built on for-profit exploitation. Which is that idea, that concept is in fact true. It doesn't matter really, as far as, big corporations and things like that. There's always nobody really has good practices when it comes to all sorts of shit. It's meant to take the wrongful blame off of poor and low income communities and put it back on the corporations. Now, the thing is that when you say no ethical consumption under capitalism, that applies to necessities. It applies to food, clothing, things that you need to like actually survive and to live. You know, so it's like, I mean, okay, capitalism is exploitative in its very nature. That's what capitalism is. And the bigger companies and corporations use cheap labor, unsafe work conditions, they contribute to pollution, all sorts of these things. That's just what they are. So a good example to use here would be Walmart. Walmart, we know Walmart is a shit company. I don't care if they put Pride shit on their shelves every June or whatever. I don't give a fuck. They treat their employees terribly. They don't pay them well. You know, the companies that they use to stock their shelves are, you know, they do all the things that I mentioned before, but their prices are low. Often lower than, right. You know, and it's often lower than other grocery stores, other, you know, big box names like, you know, Target and things like that, like considerably lower. Which is why Walmart is often frequented by lower income families. You can't put the blame on those people for shopping there. Because when you're looking at a box of cereal, and a box of the same cereal at Fry's is almost $7 a box. At Target, it's the same thing. But then at Walmart, it's $4 a box. You're going to get it at Walmart. And with the way inflation is working right now, it's been like a 6 or 7% inflation over the last year. On all sorts of things. But wages aren't going up at the same rate. So the cost of living is flying through the roof, but people aren't getting paid to compensate for that. So when it comes to no ethical consumption under capitalism, if you are a lower income family, which at this point, almost everybody's a fucking lower income family. Even if you have 2 or 3 incomes in the house, unless everybody's making 6 figures, you're still struggling. You're still figuring out, okay, let's make sure that, you know, our budget is good and we can pay our bills. All right, what can we afford for food right now? All right, we're going to, you know, meat's expensive, so what's on sale? All right, looks like it's ground beef again this week. Like, it is what it is.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see it Wall Street Journal? It said something about if you want to save, the headline says, I didn't read the article yet, but it said, if you want to save money, you might not want to eat breakfast. That was what that headline said. And I was like, whoa.
Now we're encouraging people to skip meals and not eat if they want to save money. Like, what?
Whoa.
So the thing is okay, so if you have a problem with Walmart, you individually, if you have that big of a problem with Walmart and you are in a place of privilege to be able to not shop there, then do so. That, you know, you can make that choice, but you can't shame others who aren't in the same position. That's where privilege comes in. You have to check your fucking privilege, and we talk about that a lot. Now, the idea of no ethical consumption under capitalism does not extend to things like luxuries, like, oh, I don't know, video games. I have seen so many people posting, oh, I'm just going to get the game anyway because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. That's not how that works.
Where did this start at?
I'm not entirely sure. It's been trending on social media for a while. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to things like luxuries, when it comes to video games, when it comes to things that aren't necessities to live, you do, in fact, have a choice. You have a lot of choices. When you buy licensed Potter stuff, when you buy Chick-fil-A, when you go to Hobby Lobby or Home Depot, those are all choices that you make. Chick-fil-A contributes to anti-gay programs. We know this. This is a fact. Hobby Lobby does the same and refuses to provide insurance that would cover birth control for their women employees. Home Depot made considerable contributions to Trump. So, like, we will go to Lowe's before we go to Home Depot. Unless
I did not know
we can't
that.
find it, like, unless we've gone to Ace, we've gone to Lowe's, we can't find what we're looking for, then we'll go to Home Depot, but it's always the last choice. I will not go to Hobby Lobby. I won't eat at Chick-fil-A because the money that is spent at those places go directly into the things that work against us. Buying anything that
Plus,
directly
Chick-fil-A is
benefits
dry.
JKR, like licensed Potter merch, games, toys, all that stuff, that is not an example of there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. It's not allyship either. You can't say, oh, well, I'm an ally, but I really, really want to play this game. No. There's no but. There is no but. It's either you are an ally or you are not. Legislators are out there literally quoting JKR, her ideas, her views, all the shit that she posts, her articles, all the crap that she posts. They are using her ideas to give credence to their anti-trans bills, which right now there are dozens of them out there that we are currently trying to fight. Like, if you make that conscious choice to just say, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and buy this game, you don't get to use there's no ethical consumption under capitalism bullshit. That is a conscious choice to buy luxury items that will directly contribute to oppressing marginalized communities. Period. J.K. Rowling has literally said that she sees her royalty checks as proof that people agree with her views. And it's already been proven that she gets royalties from this game. The game is anti-Semitic. That's already been proven. One of the original developers of the game is a right-wing white supremacist. That's already been proven. There is literally zero excuse, zero reason that you can give to purchase this game. None. And I honestly, I don't want to hear it. You don't get to say that you're an ally and then go out and buy this game.
Shannon says there are so many, and I believe this is for the anti-trans bills in so many states, and choosing a video game over friends and loved ones is a shit choice.
It really is. And there isn't an excuse. And at this point, if you don't get that, I've just started removing people because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear but, or I'm an ally, but that's not how that works. Allyship is not a conditional thing. You either are or you are not. That would be like me saying, you know, I'm an ally to the black community, but I'm going to go ahead and support, you know, this white supremacist over here. You know, I like what they do, so I'm going to go ahead and put money into that. But it's okay because I'm still an ally.
So I have a question.
Also, go cops.
I have a question, but it may not be my question exactly. What do you do when you don't know if something or someone is an ally or not? Because I feel like there are some people that are not up on the up and know whether, like, the Home Depot, or they don't know these situations. Like, I don't think that people know. And
well, I mean, honestly, it takes a 30-second Google search for pretty much anything.
I mean,
and so, you know, if you see somebody that is supposed to be an ally, and because everybody puts their business on social media, doesn't matter what they do, they always put it on social media, right? So you see people that are like, oh my God, Jeffree Star is amazing. Oh my God, Kat Von D is amazing. Oh my God, look at this Harry Potter shit that I got. Oh my God, look at it. And if you're like, hey, just so you know, this is why these products are benefiting problematic people and ideas. And they're like, whatever, I like it anyway, so I'm just going to keep doing it. That's not an ally. If people are like, it's a fine, you know, Chick-fil-A just has really good chicken.
They don't. The sandwiches are dry.
Okay, so you loving this fucking chicken sandwich is more important than the fact that they funnel money into things like conversion therapy and stuff like that. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
It's
they even
really
help fund
easy
some
these
states
days.
that are into conversion therapy and keep it legal.
Like it's because everybody puts all their business on social media. It's really easy.
There's
really
some
fucking easy to be able
there's
to
some
see who's an
people
ally.
that even I work with that I see them with Chick-fil-A and I'm like, huh, thank you.
I'm seeing trans people post about how awesome this fucking game is.
Really?
I'm like, are you?
I think that's my question is maybe they don't know.
Oh,
We're
no, they know.
assuming devil's advocate. I'm assuming devil's advocate that they don't know. Do we just
If they so here's the thing.
we
If they
tell
don't know
people?
at this point, they're under a rock or willfully ignorant, especially if they're posting on social media, because I guarantee you the same people that are on my timeline are on their timeline.
So I'm saying, playing devil's advocate here, if there is not someone that knows what the hell is going on, I'm not talking about LGBTQ plus people. I'm talking about like people that believe they're allies and don't know. It's a chance that people don't know and need to be educated. So do you approach them? Do you say like, look here, you don't fucked up?
No. I tell people, like, I'm like, hey, this is a kind of shitty. Like, this is like, you're literally kind of rubbing this shit in our face. And their response tells me everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
If, you know, you point out the fact that, you know, this game is problematic and here's why, Chick-fil-A is problematic and here's why, you know, all these things, all these different, you know, luxuries, the companies like that, the individual creators, the whatever it is, you know, if you point it out and they're like, they're not allies. You don't get to be an ally when it's convenient. You don't get to, like, you know, go to Pride and put a nifty little frame around your profile picture during, you know, Pride Month or, you know, Trans Awareness Week or whatever the fuck. Like, ugh.
Does this qualify for those companies?
Buck Angel is an asshat.
He is. I stopped eating Chick-fil-A even when it was a free meal at workplaces. There were a group of us that asked that they stopped ordering from there. One place has stopped as far as I know. That's wonderful.
That's, I mean, that's being an ally.
That's
like
using your voice.
Right. And all you can do is ask, you know, and, you know, if they ask why, you can explain why. And if they stop, fantastic. If they don't, stop, that's nothing you have control over. You know, so then you can make the choice in either eating it or not. And if you don't, that's awesome. We appreciate that.
I saw a video from Buck Angel and how he talked about the trans community. Man, he was talking real bad about it.
Buck Angel is a piece of shit. We've talked about him before. He is a piece of shit. Like, I will never, ever recommend Buck Angel to anybody for anything ever relating to the trans community, ever. Buck Angel can go fuck himself. Yeah.
Well,
so
not in a good way.
So if you see somebody using the no ethical consumption under capitalism excuse to benefit problematic people and things that can literally be used to harm others, it's not a legitimate excuse. And I highly recommend calling them out on it. If they double down, then you know that they are absolutely not an ally and their priorities are playing a fucking video game rather than keeping their trans friends, siblings, partners safe. Because that's what it is. It's literally harmful. It is literally harmful. Period. So, yeah. I thought we needed to discuss that because I've been seeing that shit.
On that note, It seems that the founder of Hobby Lobby paid over $100 million for a Super Bowl ad promoting Jesus and Christianity. Uh,
I saw that. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, I saw that. That's why.
The He Gets Us campaign is tied to the Servant Foundation, which has donated tens of millions of dollars to a conservative Christian legal group for that fights for LGBTQ plus legislation and against non-discrimination legislation.
Boy, imagine if that 100 million could have gone to, I don't know, feeding people, housing the homeless. Amazing.
Is unhoused people a thing?
No.
I thought America was great.
It is. We've solved all the problem. Nobody here is hungry. Everybody makes at least 6 figures.
I thought we had it all figured out.
Marcina's asking if there is a centralized place to find like companies that are, good to support and things like that. I'm pretty sure there is. I think if you Google, I think you can find a list.
I think that at one point, HRC was keeping a half-ass list. And then did GLAAD try that one year? Maybe not.
I think
maybe
they
talking
did.
out of my hole and then not knowing the difference. But there are some list of LGBTQ plus supportive / ally-ish. I know HRC puts out a list every year. So
I think if you Google
there.
I think you'll be able to find a list. I haven't Googled it in a while, so But again, keep in mind that when it comes to necessities, it's a little bit less problematic because that's when the no ethical consumption of capitalism does come in. Like that, there are some things that are just unavoidable because we're not going to shame people for buying a $4 shirt at wherever instead of a $25 shirt somewhere else. Like that's if you're. I'm just saying.
Kevin, you've been very quiet. How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a very interesting conversation. The only thing is, like, I love Harry Potter, so I don't want to say anything. I'm sorry. I know it's controversial. I know I don't agree with J.K. Rowling and all of her stance, but I love the world of Harry Potter. Though. I know.
A lot of people do, but it's I mean, it's roiling with anti-Semitism. That's already been proven, and I'm like I have friends that are all about Harry Potter. Like I have my tattoo has Harry Potter on it, and it is what it is. But I'm not going to tell people you can't love the books, you can't love the characters, you can't because most of them. A lot of people I know didn't even read the books. They read them. They watched the movies.
They watched the movies,
and it wasn't so much the whole rolling thing. It was Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint and the folks that made that part of what it is. But there are still ways to enjoy it without contributing to the issues. If you want to read the books, go get them at a secondhand store. Go get them at whatever the equivalent is Bookmans. Go find them at Goodwill. Go find them whatever. Go get stuff from Etsy sellers because it's not licensed and it doesn't benefit JKR at all. There are ways to still be able to
support the franchise without supporting J.K. Rowling. That's basically what you're saying.
It's essentially,
yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard, and it's you just have to figure out what the priorities are. The secondhand stuff it's never gonna. She's already gotten her money from it. She's not gonna get any more from it. So it is. It is what it is.
So question. Streaming services. Wherever that movie or movies are being shown on streaming services, she gets, whether it's a penny, whether it's an ounce, she still gets money from it.
So here, this is part of where the no ethical consumption under capitalism comes in, because if you were to stop shopping or streaming or whatever any company that has anything Harry Potter on it, you wouldn't be able to shop anywhere. You wouldn't be able to watch anything, because almost every streaming service has
a Harry Potter or
something.
Fantastic Beasts
Every
movie on it.
store has its own licensed merch. So you can't, if you were to do that, you would have nowhere to go. You would have nowhere to shop. You'd have nothing, because that you'd have nothing. But it's the difference between, shopping at those stores and specifically buying that merch while you're at that store.
Let me ask you. So, okay, let's take for example, like Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson, obviously, he had all these controversial issues, but also he has his music, right? Do you still listen to his music even though he has all these controversial stuff that he did? Also, same with R. Kelly.
So that always gets tricky, because people always talk about separating the art from the artist, and I think in some cases that's doable. We've actually talked about like problematic artists, and if you cancel one, you're gonna have to cancel everything, and so it's like, did Michael Jackson have issues? Yes. Some were founded, some were unfounded. Some things only came out after his death, which are sometimes kind of sketchy. But also, David Bowie slept with underage girls, and nobody has canceled David Bowie. Right. Prince, same thing. Nobody's canceled Prince, who literally groomed his ex-wife since she was like, what, 16, 14, something. So, and buying or listening to his music doesn't directly give funds to, anti-trans and you know what I mean? It's like, it's that it becomes a little bit trickier. And I think that's at this point, like with Michael Jackson, if you're just listening to it on the radio, if you're listening to it on YouTube, if you're listening to whatever, it doesn't really benefit anybody. And if you buy it from iTunes or wherever, or buy a CD, do people even buy CDs? But it's like
sometimes, don't judge.
That money doesn't benefit him.
Right. Okay.
It goes to his estate, which I believe goes to his kids.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. They're not involved in anything. You know what I mean? So it's really like it depends. Again, it does what you are putting money into, does what you're doing directly contribute to oppressing marginalized communities? In the case of things like Chick-fil-A and JKR, yes, 100%.
Oh yeah, I agree with Chick-fil-A. I don't eat Chick-fil-A at all, but I think with the whole Harry Potter thing, like, I don't agree with JKR. I like the world that the Wizarding World though, and I know that's I try to separate the two.
A lot of people do. Like, it's it's hard, but again,
and could that be the reason why people are buying the game, is because they love the world?
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention to the damage that they're doing.
At this point, like I said, if you don't know the issues, and if you don't know what buying that game contributes to, it's willful ignorance at this point. Because it's been out there, it's not new, it's not anything. The fact that she has literally said that she looks at her royalty checks and says, well, obviously people agree with my views because they're buying my shit.
Which is fucked
And
up.
if you don't see that that's an issue, and if you don't see that the fact that these anti-trans legislators are literally quoting JKR to give credence to the shit that they're trying to do to make me non-existent, that's a problem. That is willful ignorance, plain and simple. That's the hands down. Let's see. We'll keep moving. So Monday saw another mass shooting. This time at Michigan State University, 3 students were killed, 5 more were critically injured. Apparently, in 2019, the shooter was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, which is technically a felony if he had been convicted. Except he was allowed to plead down to a misdemeanor and was given probation, which was actually extended a couple times. No one's quite sure why. He was actually only just recently released from probation. So, question is, why was someone who was recently on probation for a gun offense in that same area allowed to legally buy firearms? Apparently in Michigan, the charge under Michigan law is considered either a low-class felony or a high-class misdemeanor, but for the purpose of being able to legally possess a weapon, in Michigan, it's actually considered a felony. So why was he allowed to purchase firearms?
No, because America.
Yeah, America. That's it. I mean, that's crazy.
Because at any time we can have a civil war, and we are using our Second Amendment right to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
Somebody said this to me the other day, and it made me think. Now, gun control is not necessary if you are white. Gun control is necessary if you are Black, because we're known for the propaganda that has been started for decades now.
Or Hispanic, because,
or
gangs and
Black
stuff
or brown. And so we promote violence. We do not establish community, and we knock down the liberty and justices that are built up in this country. But if a white person does it, this is a mental illness. This can't be because we don't have gun control. How do y'all feel about that?
He was a very fine. He was depressed.
He was a very fine boy until like the 3rd grade, and he snapped, and now he's just all over the place. And I saw him in the supermarket, and he had a gun. I said, "You know what? Put that down. And he shot up the school, and I guess it didn't
work. He was a very nice man.
No, I don't.
Not to make a mockery, though.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any excuses for it. And to be honest, most of the mass shooters are white, though. So, I mean, I don't know why,
Unfortunately, this man was not. Which is just going to now add to the whole, well, you see, look at the Black people shooting things up, even though, never mind that.
That's why I was asking that question.
One out of, all of them was a person of color, but whatever.
But now it from what I heard on the news, it just sounded like it was so much more violent because now it was a Black man. And I was like, well, wait a minute. If he had been white, would we be talking like this? Or would the police be saying, oh, we couldn't contain him, and so...
Yeah. That's
just a thought out there.
If he had been white, he would have been taken into custody very easily, probably gotten Burger King. Actually, probably would, Chick-fil-A in a Harry Potter book. And then, it would have been taught, but we don't even know what would have happened now because he ended up, killing himself. So,
yes. Also, in the sports ball game, I was very surprised to see end racism that was painted on the field and on different parts of the stadium. It only took the NFL several years, but they did it.
I think they started it this year. Yeah, because throughout the year, the Eagles field also has end racism. So I think that's a campaign maybe they started this year. So I think maybe all the teams have end racism on their touchdown goalposts. So I don't know.
Kaepernick was a lot of parties this weekend.
Interesting. Very interesting.
We finally getting it together, I think. Wait, I don't say that out loud because when I think we're getting it together, then something bullshitty happens, and then I think,
you mean like this next thing?
Yes. A mother in Miami pulled her kid from daycare after the facility shared pictures online of the kids and staff in blackface as part of Black History Month. As the Black History Month activity.
Because Florida. because of course it's Florida. It's either Florida or Texas. It's always Florida or Texas. Thank you, Florida and Texas, for giving us the majority of our news stories.
Always.
Wait, what was the news story again? Wait, say it one more time.
A mother in Miami pulled her kid from daycare after the facility, who thought this was okay, shared pictures online of the kids and staff in blackface as part of a Black History Month activity.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that was going to be what I was going to do this evening.
No, you weren't, because I would have shut this down.
Well, I didn't have a chance to borrow any of your foundations, so I was going to make things a little bit difficult.
No.
So I had to, I mean, I was going to, because I was going to.
If I handed that over to
be,
you.
It was fine. It's fine because you're Black, so I can't be racist.
Oh Lord.
And it would, it'd be like an homage as opposed to like, a racist, stereotype. So it'd be fine. Totally
and
fine.
The uncomfortable look on Kevin's face says that.
Yeah, no. Calling it an homage is already like problematic though. Like, that's probably what they're saying. Oh no, it's an homage. No.
It's fine.
Oh, just like statues. So it's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh, now that we have
daycare too, right? Wait, that was a daycare? Like that's like a young kid, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't teach racism. It's only implied. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
The real reason why we're here this evening.
And you waited this long, you deserve it. We want to welcome our special guest, Kevin Carrier. We don't have an applause thingy, and
I know. Why don't we have sound effects? I've been saying this. We need sound effects.
Restream added a QR code, so maybe, just maybe.
Is there like a suggestion box?
I send stuff to the help people all the time. The support. I'm like, this feature would be great.
Okay, and just giving that claps. Like, there you go. There.
We should just queue up like a video on YouTube that just has like the sound effects, so we can just play it.
Oh wow, we just growing our hot mess brand. I love it. Kevin, tell us about yourself, and we'll go from there. And how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. So my name is Kevin Carrier. I am a software engineer by day. But I am a comedian by night, so I do stand up, I do improv, and I do sketch comedy, and I also have my own comedy podcast. No, sketch comedy meaning like SNL. It's like sketch comedy. Like,
sketch comedy. He's just drawing. This is funny. Not look at my sketch. Look at my really funny sketch.
Pre-written sketches like SNL basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I also have a comedy podcast called Hangover Comedy Podcast, which is where we interview comedians from all over the world. My co-host is actually from India, so it's just interesting. We get people from like India, we get people from the U.S. and Canada and Malaysia and Egypt and all different people, and it's just interesting to see that comedy is just different.
How do you work out the time difference with that?
Oh my god, dude! Don't get me started. It's so interesting because like I might be like 2 a.m. And in India, but might be like 2 p.m. here, and then maybe I have to do 6 p.m. here, and then it's like 6 a.m. in India, whatever. So we have to like work out different time differences with different schedules.
Okay.
It's a lot.
What? Oh Lord! I can't even show up on time every week, so that would drive me nuts. Okay. Questions. How did you get? Okay, software engineer and comedy. Usually software engineers introvert. Comedian.
I am an introvert too, but yeah. So I guess I'm more ambivert. I guess I'm more ambivert because like by default I'm more introverted, but then like once I get to know somebody, I'm more comfortable. Then I'm more extroverted.
Oh, we talked about that last week. Mm-hmm.
Oh really? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. So how did you get into comedy?
Yeah. So it was end of 2019. I was kind of like in a rut. right? I wasn't like, I didn't really have any like strong friendship. I just moved to the area. Like I didn't really have any strong friendships. And I was like looking to, meet cool people. And I'm like, oh, well, improv could be fun, right? Because I'm so logical in my job. Like I'm so like logical, and I want to do something where it's like I could be more improvised and just like kind of get out of my comfort zone, right? And I would like whose lines it anyway to show, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me try it, right? So I did it in my improv class in January of 2020.
Oh wow!
And loved it. I mean, I met like a great group of people. It's funny because like I didn't realize how funny I was until you start doing improv, because a lot of it is like you're not really overthinking things. You're just spitballing the first thing that comes to your mind. You're like, whoa, like I could actually be funny though, like if I'm just like not overthinking things, right? So loved the class. We had like a stand-up showcase show, showcase show for improv a week before the pandemic, right? So then the pandemic shut everything down.
Oh, I forget about that.
So yeah, you forget. It was a while ago, right? But then so the rest of 2020, I couldn't really do any improv, right? Because like there's no groups or anything like that, right? So 2021, I wanted to get back into comedy. Improv is still shut down at this point because there's no vaccine. But stand-up was opening up. But they had at stand-up, they were having like the little mic koozies right on the mic, and everyone was wearing masks still, right? Because it's still, was a thing. But they had stand-up because I guess like you're by yourself with a mic, right? You're not with a group of people. You're not right next to each other, right? So I started. I did like a stand-up class. And then I went to my first open mic. My mom and my brother were there, and I got no laughs for 5 minutes. So it was
from your family.
Worst 5 minutes. My mom and my brother didn't give me no pity laughs. No pity laughs. So they said no. It was like the worst show, and I'm glad it didn't, because like I kept going for it. Like okay, because they would give me pity laughs. I'm like, I won't get that real validation, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so I just kept rewriting jokes, and then like the second time I went up, I got like a few laughs. I'm like, okay, cool. Once I got like a few laughs, I'm like, okay, now I'm kind of addicted to it. Now I'm gonna keep rewriting stuff and writing new jokes and keep doing this every week. So. Yeah, that's how I started with stand-up. So
wow. And does your family laugh at your jokes now?
Oh my god, yeah, totally, yeah. In fact, so much so, my dad, he actually wanted to be a stand-up comedian even before I was born. Like this was like over 30 years ago, right? He saw me doing stand-up. Now he's actually doing stand-up too. So like it's sort of like a competition between myself and my dad though. So
So we need to have your dad on next.
Okay, I guess so.
And then have a show of you and your dad. And
that'll be cool. He doesn't really do. He's very much more like he's like not even like on Facebook. Really, he's really not like on the socials at all. Though, but I mean, I'm sure he'll do it. So
I mean, we can email him the link. I just
there
have
you go. Perfect. You can like send like a carrier pigeon too. I'm sure he's like yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
I've been doing stand-up now for almost 2 years. At the end of March will be 2 years at this point.
Nice.
So,
are you a traveling comedian? Do you go on tour, or do you just stay local to your area, or what's that? What's that like?
So so I'm actually I work remotely, right? I'm in New Jersey right now. So last year I was able to go to different places. Like I went to Arizona for a week. So I was able to work remotely, but also like hit up an open mic or two while I was in Arizona. I also I was in Seattle for a month. So I was able to work from Seattle, but also hit up a bunch of open mics because I have a bunch of stand-up comedy buddies in Seattle. So that was like a really natural place for me to go just to kind of just see what the scene's like. And I've also performed in New York too, in New York and Philly and Delaware and Ohio. Yeah, those are the places I've performed so far.
Nice.
So you're open to bookings where
Delaware doesn't exist though. I'm gonna have to. Delaware's not a place.
This is Delaware. You ready? You ready?
That's Delaware.
Delaware is not a place. Nobody actually lives there. It's not a thing. So I'm gonna call you out on that one.
No, but surprisingly, there's a lot of comedy in Delaware. Surprisingly, because there's a lot of like heavy in Delaware, there's like a few like headliner comedians, and they've been able to really jumpstart that whole comedy scene though. So
I would assume it's probably because if you live in Delaware, the jokes probably write themselves. It's fucking Delaware.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's really boring in Delaware. It's really boring in Delaware.
Every time I hear Delaware, I always think of the scene in Wayne's World where they're like, they've got the green scene and they're like, hey, look, there's the whatever. Look, there's Mount Rushmore, blah, 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 blah. And
there's Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah.
Yay, Delaware. Like, literally, that's in my head every single time.
Yeah.
Delaware's not a real place. It's just not.
It's basically an extension of New Jersey, though, but they wanted to call it something different. I don't know. Anyway, so
it's the armpit of New York.
Yeah, the armpit, exactly. That's
wow.
It's an armpit within an armpit.
You live in Delaware right now, and you're on the podcast.
I live in New Jersey. So I live in the first armpit.
He's in the first armpit, not the second.
Oh, okay.
He's in the like the primary armpit, not the secondary armpit.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Maybe the upper half. Maybe the upper half right here.
The upper half. Yeah, the upper armpit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny because like whenever I would like when Jersey Shore was on, that was the worst. When Jersey Shore was on, and people would like whenever I travel anywhere, and people would like start fist pumping in front of me, like that. The whole GTL thing and Guido thing. I'm just so glad that that's gone now, because like people would just fist pump in front of my face if I went I remember going to I think it was Virginia, and I went there for like a week. And the guy like gets your bags, whatever. He's like, "Oh, where are you guys from, though?" Right? And like, I said New Jersey, and he starts immediately just fist pumping like Jersey Shore. I'm like, no, please don't. Yeah.
I think of that show and Teresa Caputo.
Yeah. Yeah. I know who that
She's
is.
better. She's better, but she's kind of along those lines. But so. Are you traveling right now? Do you have anything on the books, like where people can find you? Are you performing in state? What's going on?
Yeah. So like right now, I'm performing in like open mics right now in state. I'm actually last week I was able to talk to a venue like a theater. So I'll actually be starting to put on my own show at the end of March or early April. So that's gonna be awesome. That's basically be like a variety show. It'll be like improv, stand up, and sketch comedy all combined. So it's gonna be kind of cool to combine all three of those things. Because usually I'm either doing one I'm either just doing improv or just doing stand up or just doing sketch comedy. So it'll be cool to combine all three of those into one variety show. So that should be coming out probably early April or end of March. And then I have a booking show in Delaware in September, so I definitely have that in the books. I booked that last week. And then I think there's going to be one in Philly in June, but I'm not confirming that yet.
Don't walk too fast in Delaware.
Yeah.
You might walk out. Might walk out.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm really open to bookings though. But right now, I'm just really excited to like start my own show.
Wait, Kevin, don't beg for bookings on our show. We barely get bookings here.
Right? Really? We're the only ones that are allowed to beg for bookings on our show. You get your own damn show and beg for bookings on it.
Can you edit that?
Why are you coming for my gig, man? We're the only ones. Forget don't let anybody else beg for bookings on our show. Jesus.
Forget I said it.
Goodness. It's like, give a man a mile and he just goes the whole planet. He went round and round. Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. If you come to Arizona, you have to let us know.
Oh, I love it.
He was here in February, like what, last year or something?
Oh. Yeah.
He said it was very nice. I said that's because you were here in February. Come again in July and see if you still
Please come at the end of July, early August, when you get that like nice meaty sweat, but there's nothing to like
when your like sneakers are literally sticking to the pavement. And you walk outside your door and you walk into an oven.
Yeah.
And
my favorite
is a hair dryer.
Feeling my makeup go.
Ooh. You can just feel like your whole face just goes.
Yeah.
Just slides right off in one piece.
No, wait, question. Do you guys drink a lot of iced tea? Because like the Arizona iced tea, or is that's not really a thing?
That's actually made in New Jersey, isn't it?
Really?
I think so. I don't think. Yeah,
No
the Arizona
way.
iced tea. I don't. Let me. I'm gonna find out.
No way. That would be
I
crazy.
think so. I found out that like a few years ago, it wasn't made here.
Huh. That's super interesting.
It is made. Actually, it is made in Woodbury, New York.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, that's odd.
Yeah.
Somebody's making money off of our state,
Arizona,
our agony.
It is produced in Woodbury, New York, and was available first in 1992 to compete with Snapple.
Huh.
Ooh.
But why call it Arizona iced tea though? Like, why would they? I mean,
who the fuck knows? Maybe somebody was.
New Mexico iced tea doesn't sound as nice. I don't know. They need to
Right, it doesn't have the same ring.
Yeah.
And maybe they had a limit on like letters that they could use for it,
Yeah.
and
Or
they were like trying
the
to, like,
founder was like, this is the worst I know.
Picked Arizona. Yeah, on the map.
or they they just kind of threw a dart, and instead of Minneapolis iced tea or whatever, it's Arizona. Yeah, I don't.
He was like, I can't spell that, so Arizona.
Rhode Island iced tea, I guess, doesn't have the same ring to it.
Delaware iced tea. What about Delaware? Delaware iced tea. It needs to be known for something. Come on. No.
Rhode Island is another one. You walk too fast, you might end up somewhere
other
than Rhode Island.
But see, Rhode Island I know exists because that's where like the
it has a
company I
couple
work for,
streets.
like our headquarters are in Rhode Island, so I know it's like a thing. Delaware, I still don't believe that shit exists. Not a thing.
You better be careful. The headquarters might fall into Delaware.
Yeah, maybe.
Geographically speaking, I don't think that's possible.
You never know. So small. Just might show up there. Randomly. Be like, how did this get here? Anyway. We learned something today.
We did. We learned that Arizona iced tea is not, in fact, made in Arizona.
Yeah.
Good question, though. Good question. Yeah. I don't really drink Arizona iced tea.
I drink like their punches sometimes, but it's not really like a thing. Like
I used to be like really into it, but then I'm not.
That's that's how you're gonna know that like inflation has really hit it, when like the big cans are no longer 99 cents. Like that's when you're gonna know
they're talking about it.
Like when that's how you know this country has really like just deteriorated and like fallen into the pit, because it'll no longer be 99 cents. That's when you know
the owner has said that he will try to keep it low as long as he can. Oh, they did raise the price? Oh, shit.
Oh,
that means inflation already.
There we go. We're fucked.
God damn. Damn. Consider my cherry popped.
Oh my God. We're going to Canada. Screw it.
Oh, aren't things expensive in Canada too?
They might be expensive in Canada, but their government's a lot better than ours, so I'd rather go there.
They're so nice in Canada. I love Canada so much, so they're so nice. I've never met one bad person from Canada. So.
French Canadians are a little crazy, and I can say that because I'm half French Canadian, so I can say that.
Okay.
They're a little sketchy. People. I don't know. So,
explains a lot.
So what do we already talk about what's coming up for you? What do you have coming up?
Yeah. So I had a show.
That's how we got here.
Yeah, and then
I know,
and I have my show that I'm going to be producing.
That's right.
End of March. Yep.
Look at you, wiped his mind by asking about Arizona iced tea. That's what happened.
It's like, the power of the tea. So yeah,
that's just All right, where can people find you on the social media? Like, where can they find, like, follow you? Where can they find your podcast? Where can they, all the things?
Yeah, so they can find me at The Kevin Carrier on Instagram. Basically, all my links are there. You can find my podcast basically anywhere you get podcasts. But the Hangover Comedy Podcast, we're really trying to push to YouTube, because we're trying to get to 420 subscribers by 420, because that's when we started the podcast on April 20th. So in our 1 year anniversary, we want to try to get to 420 subscribers. That's our goal.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
We've been a podcast for 10 years and we don't have 420.
We don't?
On
It's a
YouTube,
good goal.
No.
It's a good goal to get. So, we're trying. We're like 260 something. I don't know. I mean, it's not that far off. But...
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Huh.
So, yeah.
Goals in mind. Goals.
You should always be growing and have milestones, even if it's like a crazy goal. Just you have something to look forward to.
I consider that I made it here a goal achievement. So
I mean, the fact that we've been doing this for 10 years, I'd say is pretty.
That's a huge achievement. Yeah, that's great.
Like, you know.
Yes, but we support your subscribership. I think you got a subscriber this morning. I may have been watching this morning.
Cool.
While I was
there, you go find all the things and go follow all the things and support all the things.
Support.
Don't fucking use this platform to beg for bookings for yourself. That
God damn it!
Keep that in mind. Yeah.
If I see you got a booking here from somebody we know, I'm gonna be like, what happened here?
We're gonna take a finder's
and I'm gonna go to that person and say, no. I'm gonna open the show. That's what's gonna happen.
Do you both do stand up as well, or no?
No.
I mean, I stand up, but not very well. Often, my knees often are telling me that I really shouldn't be standing up. Same with my hips and my back. So I try not to stand up as much as possible. I usually stay sitting.
I grew up Catholic, so I kneel a lot.
Oh, is that why?
I don't know. I mean, you guys are funny. I mean, you should try it at least one time. I always think everyone should try it at least once. So just to see.
See, I can be funny if I'm not expected to be funny. If I'm expected to be funny, I'm not funny.
Same story. I cannot. If somebody's like, go out there and be funny, I'm like,
it's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, nope.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I'm like,
and then somebody will be like, you were so funny on the show. And I'm like, was I?
I remember what I said. Yeah.
You know what I said?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I said.
You think I'm funny? That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. See, D.
This is true.
Yeah. D agrees.
This is Freddy's partner.
There you go.
See, we're funny at sex trivia, but we have encouragement when people don't know how their own penises work. So
that's what it is. Okay. So wait, what do you do? Do you like fix their penis? What does that mean? That they don't know how their penis works?
What? We don't fix penises at sex trivia.
That would be interesting. That would be Hey Mar, can we offer this new service? We would like to fix people's genitals because if they don't know how it works, they might be broken.
I could never.
I would totally do some I don't know, chanting and things over it. Just shake some stuff and
align their chakras.
Wave some eucalyptus over it or something, and
it'll grow. Oh yeah.
Around your penis,
it grows. Yeah, like a plant.
Glitter. Sprinkle some glitter.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
crystal. There you go.
Okay,
all the parts outside, all the things outside is what they said. All the things outside.
No, it was like outside parts and things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Something like that. And I was like, that's not a.
That could literally be anything. Like... This table, chairs, my dog. What outside things? So we do sex trivia once a month, and it's astounding how much people don't know. People think they know things.
Sexperts arrive.
They don't know things. They have no idea about things. They think they know. And the only porn star that anybody knows is Ron Jeremy.
Sometimes Jenna Jameson.
That's it. That's the only one. He is the only porn star that has ever existed ever in any era.
Yeah. It's sad that a lot of people don't know.
What are the name two porn stars that are not Ron Jeremy and Jenna Jameson?
I couldn't do it. Honestly, it's sad because I should know, right? Because I'm watching them all the time. I should acknowledge their presence though, but I don't.
You need to get to know them and know their names.
Yeah, I do. You're right.
They're people too.
They are people
with the fucking visual aids. And the thing is that they know Ron Jeremy's name, but they don't know what the fuck he looks like. Because we actually had a visual aid.
Oh, I know what he looks like though. Yeah.
They had a visual aid. It was John Holmes. It was John fucking Holmes, and they still said Ron Jeremy. Oh my god. What gigs do we have coming up? Speaking of which, Felicia, what do we have?
Oh, let's see. You're at the Ren Fair
yes,
this
on
weekend.
this Sunday is like Pride Day. It's not a dated photo. It was a photo from the 70s, which is when John Holmes was like the king of fucking porn. It wasn't a dated photo. It was literally, oh my god, I cannot. Sunday is like Pride Day at the Ren Fair. And I'll be there with a handful of other folks doing like drag things, doing some stuff. We get to like sit in the box seats for the joust and some fun things, and hand out the awards for like
Aren't you
the
fancy?
Pride Rainbow competition thing that was happening. So that's kind of fun. But come check out the Ren Fair. It's always a good time. I always have a good time. I'm really mad that I didn't get to go opening weekend because my children brought home germs. I still say I would trade them in for pygmy goats at this point. Between the attitudes and the germs, I don't know. And like,
they were down with the sickness. It's okay. Anyway, let's see. I will be at Brick Road Coffee on February 19th in the morning, because I like to do things and torture myself and make multiple commitments. So then in the afternoon at 6 p.m. I will be at the Pop Art Drag Show presented by Black Art Festival Phoenix at Cobalt.
So I will say that if y'all are in town, if you're anywhere around on the 19th and you're not going to the Ren Fair, go to Brick Road Coffee and support the Drag Story Hour. We already know that there's probably going to be protesters, so we need as many people as we can to go out and just support and be there and support the business and support Felicia and support Drag Story Hour. So go down there, buy a fucking coffee, sit and enjoy the story hour, and let these bigoted asshats know that them standing there being bigoted asshats isn't going to deter anybody from doing literacy and enjoying this stuff. Don't engage with the protesters, but go for the story hour. Just saying.
Yes. Please, if at any event that, especially if I'm at it, please do not engage with protesters, because these folks like to look for the little things that will invoke or make it look like we are the bad guys. I don't need it.
Wow. I can't believe you have so many protesters that go to your events, though. That's insane to me. That's insane.
It's because people believe that we are sexualizing and grooming children.
I was called literal Satan before my last story hour. It was kind of fun.
And here you are in horns. But yes,
you're welcome.
I'm more concerned about the safety of the children than I am. I think that the traumatic stress that these people create is not something that should be put upon children and should be really thought about if they're going to protest in the way that we have heard. Next, and then the week after that, I will be doing another story hour. I believe that one's virtual, and that's on the 25th. More details to come. And then on September 26th,
February 26th?
February.
You said September. We're not even close.
Did I say September?
You said September.
Maybe I'm trying to get there.
Nowhere near September. Damn. Not even remotely.
My brain is trying to go. It's trying to end the year quickly. February 26th, we have the Supernova pageant at the Rock. And I believe that starts at 4. And then right after that, I'll be at Stacy's for Magic. And then ask me if I'm alive on the 27th.
Yeah, self-inflicted. I have no sympathy. On March 2nd, Drag Story Hour Arizona is doing a fun bingo event at the Drink Me Tea Room. So come on out for that. Have some fun treats. Do some bingo. And then March 10th is the Drag and Burlesque show that's happening at Wild Wild West Con, which is a steampunk convention in Tucson. And I have confirmed that if you want to go to the drag show, but you aren't able to go to attend the con itself, you can actually get tickets to the show independently of that. So if you want to do that, I highly recommend it. It's going to be a fantastic show. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I would definitely check that out if you're in Tucson. I'm gonna go check
that. And on March, I gotta make sure I'm saying the right month. March 17th, we'll be returning to La Guitarra Cat Cafe for Cat Bingo. Get your tickets. We're telling you now so you can afford the ticket price. Maybe put some money, stash it away, order tickets early.
Right.
Get it. And that is going to be at 7 on March 17th.
Correct. And then let's
you're gonna
see.
be?
And then I'm gonna be I don't think we figured out what we're gonna do with the Fefe quite yet. The April wasn't, but I'm actually going to be back in Austin for the Austin International Drag Festival, which I'm super excited about. I cannot fucking wait. It's gonna be so much fun. If you are in Texas or if you're looking for an excuse to travel, I highly recommend going and checking out AIDF because there's so much drag, so much different kinds and styles of drag and kings and queens and things and everything you could possibly imagine. It's like the best thing ever. So if you are a fan of drag and if you looking for an excuse to get out of town for a few days, go to Austin for the Austin International Drag Festival. It is literally drag all day long. There's daytime showcases in the host hotel and then nighttime showcases for 18 and over or 21 and over, depending on the club, at night up until like 2 a.m. So it's literally just slam full of drag and it's amazing.
Oh, and in June, we're going to be at a Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. That'll be fun too.
I just said we'd never get booked, and here's Kevin staring at us.
I mean, like, yo, you guys are busy, so wow.
I mean, to be fair, Felicia has a lot more going on the next couple months than I do, but
you have big things, though.
I do have big things, which I'm excited about.
That could be taken any way you want. And that, ladies and gentlemen.
So for Austin, I'm actually going to end. I'm a featured entertainer, which is kind of like a headliner. I will probably be performing multiple times during that weekend. Like multiple times during the day. I know there's going to be I think there's going to be a trans showcase that's going to be happening. And then I'm literally booked that entire weekend at the festival. Like I will be performing throughout that entire weekend. Probably at least once a day.
My goodness. Rub it in already.
If not
Nobody
more.
cares. I'm just
answering your question. Whatever.
Wait, what are you performing? Are you like singing? Like what's the performance though?
You have to come to Austin to see.
Oh, I can't get okay.
Are you asking for a free show?
This is what you will get, and variations on this. And
okay.
Fucking drag. I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me? Don't put me on the spot.
I don't know. I don't know if it was singing, dancing, stand up. I don't know. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So.
No, there won't be a lot of standing up because I'll be moving around a lot, which means that standing up will be very difficult later.
Okay.
That's
Your partner is very
supportive. The house will not be quiet because the teenagers are still going to live here. I'm not the one that makes it. It's fine. Anyway,
there's a baby crying. I need to go now.
Oh my God. We do have next week we have Holly Shoemaker that's going to be a guest with us. I'm trying to convince her to come in and do it in studio, but we'll see. And then March 8th we have Desiree DeMornay, who's Miss Phoenix Pride, will be with us. And we have others sort of in the works that we're trying to nail down, but we shall see what happens. So there you go.
One of those I saw post on Facebook and it made me think, did they confirm our booking? Probably. Anyway, Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday night conversation. And thank you to our special guest, Kevin Carrier, for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
we don't have
it was
Make sure you go follow him and all of the things on all of the socials and whatnot.
Or should I do it?
Yeah, like that. A golf clap, yeah. So.
Thank you all for watching live and those that watch on the replay. And with more than 8K downloads, download it some more and then like leave it playing in the background and then like
you don't even like just put it on mute. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that still counts, right?
It counts. It counts. I do it all the time. That's why I know. I do it all the time.
That explains high number.
See,
for those that are listening, thank you for listening to our podcast. I don't know how you do it. I can't listen to my own voice for more than a minute or so.
Me either. Oh, I mean my voice. I can't listen to my voice for more than a minute. That's what I meant.
We'll talk.
Truth be told, I just have the captions on and then I just mute this the whole time like we're doing this. So I don't actually have to listen.
Yikes. Anyway, we will see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.